I'm going backwards. Hi, my name is Allison, and my research examines migration and gentrification in the bayous of Lower Terrebonne Parish. We're trying to understand these recent demographic shifts from a policy and planning perspective, and I'm also looking at the paradox of recreational fishing camps and how they're both providing tax revenue for the people who wish to stay in place, as well as promoting out migration. So Lower Terrebonne was chosen because it has one of the highest rates of land loss in the state. And as you can see here in the corner, these bayou communities that have experienced the most land loss are also experiencing the most population decline. So they're moving up the bayou here already. Lower Terrebonne has large concentrations of Native Americans and Cajuns and has historically depended on commercial fishing and shrimping. However, economic factors like a rise in global competitiveness in the fishing industry are driving down shrimp prices. So this is also spurring out migration, threatening the loss of these cultures as well as leaving behind a population that is more socioeconomically disadvantaged and elderly. What we've also seen is that property values in these areas have declined significantly. So if people do want to leave, they're often faced with the only option of selling their homes to outsiders willing to purchase them in cash for recreational camps. So at the same time, we've seen this primary residence to fishing camp conversion. We're also seeing a proliferation of new fishing camp development. So we've seen changes in housing stock where there's been an abundance of mobile homes on stilts transferring to communities that look like this. Those aren't mobile homes, people. Gated complexes with luxury homes, massive homes. And it begs the question, why are we doing this? Why are we encouraging recreational development in these areas that are of high risk, where unfortunately, as wonderful as the projects as the Coastal Master Plan is working on, eventually people will still have to move? Well, we don't necessarily have an answer for this except that this is providing tax revenue to keep the lights on, but on the other hand, you're increasing the risk for everyone else. So really what we're trying to answer here is this ethical? And if people want to stay in place, how do we facilitate that? If they want to move, how do we better facilitate that? Because research is showing that those with limited resources and the fewest resources to adapt to climate change are those who will feel the effects the most. So we're trying to promote policy and planning efforts to best just facilitate this in an equitable way.